back to Pero Talk. This is episode 2. I'm Carolina.
We didn't decide what order we were going in.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Pero Talk episode 2. I'm Carolina.
I'm Monica.
And I'm Alex.
And let's talk. Pero.
Talk. Let's talk about it.
Let's Pero talk about it.
We have some good things to talk about today. Today, we're going to get into it. We're going to catch up with Caro with some tea that's happening in our community. And then we're going to go into Ricky Martin. You know, he is the excellence papi of the 2000s. There is no Latin excellence of the 2000s without Ricky Martin, all the way from Puerto Rico. And then you guys have submitted some advice, Corpero advice, that we're going to go and deep dive into and provide maybe solutions for your life. Hopefully we can provide.
Don't sue us if we mess up your
Hopefully
life.
we can solve some of your problems.
I'm not a therapist.
None of us are.
But we know that living life and exploring can solve all of your problems. So let's get into it.
Who are your favorite Latino daddies for Father's Day?
Other than Ricky Martin?
Other than Ricky
I
Martin.
need to think.
You know
My
what?
favorite Latin dad.
George Lopez.
George Lopez.
Why are we laughing? You know what? I feel like I learned a lot of valuable lessons with George Lopez show.
That was a dark show.
Yeah,
Like
but
the
I still
whole
learned the
Carmen.
lessons.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like it was a comedy show, but then as the seasons progress, you're like, oh, this is kind of dark and deep. Like this is deep.
It was a cool depiction because, like, my dad worked in a factory, and you don't see that a lot.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see.
I feel like there's a lot. I feel like it talked, especially with the mom relationship. I thought we're talking about dads, but it was cool to see Mexican American dad.
Yeah.
Trying to raise his 2 kids and then talk about being bilingual. I think the episode that stood out to me was when they were calling her Carmen Lopez. Do you remember that?
That's when she went to that Catholic school. That one hurt me a lot. I think that's why I didn't go to Catholic school. Do you guys know what shadowing is when you go to a school and you shadow?
Mm-hmm.
So I shadowed an all-girls Catholic school, and a girl stole my lunch money.
Jeez.
Did she like?
It wasn't like me. She was just like, oh, can I, like, did you bring money for lunch? And I was like, yeah. And then she just took it from me.
And you pulled it out?
Yeah. Okay, so
Man,
maybe it was my bad.
Sorry,
I'm naive.
That girl was having her own problems. She's stealing lunch money from a kid that doesn't even go to that school.
But what about your own fathers?
My own father?
Yeah.
Yeah, Caro, how do you feel about your dad?
He's great. I always say that he deserves his own reality show. No, I get my humor, my anger management. I don't want to say my drive because I think I get that from both of my parents, but I am definitely my father's daughter.
What about your father?
Well, my dad's not Latino. He's Sri Lankan.
Shout out.
Shout out. The only thing he knows how to say in Spanish is I'm hungry.
And that's all you really need to know.
After 40 years. That's all he can say. But we are a lot alike because he's an artist as well. He's a painter and a sculptor. And our house actually looks a lot like this set. It's very colorful. All the walls are yellow, orange, purple, blue, green. You know, he painted the sky on the ceiling. And, like, he's a good guy. He's very supportive of pursuing creative things. He now is getting what I do out here.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was like, does he understand? Because my dad doesn't understand.
Yes.
Like everything I do, he's like, when is that coming out on the television?
You're like, never.
If I airplay this on the TV, it'll be there. But.
Literally. I think the ability to cast things has made parents be a little bit more like, oh, okay. Because it's playing on a television, even though it's internet content.
I am on the opposite spectrum.
Yes, tell us about your
where
dad's
my dad
situation.
went to get tamales and just didn't come back with the tamales, you know?
Wait, is that real?
No.
I was like, what?
Imagine we went to get tamales and I was like, I'm waiting there in the kitchen just hungry.
At the store, outside
At the
store,
store, and then he never came back. No. My dad wasn't emotionally present. Like he wasn't in my day-to-day life. But he did come around like once a month or like once every 2 months and be like, hey kid, you have a dad. Here's some toy. Here's some gadget. Here's something. But he dropped me off with a MacBook Pro before going to college. And I haven't seen him since. Okay. And I went to school in 2011.
So how do you feel when Father's Day is coming closer?
Oh, it's funny because my birthday is on Father's Day.
Oh, you have to associate the two together.
I am the daddy, okay?
Okay.
I am the mama and the papa. Okay, so we were talking about daddies. Let's talk about one specific daddy.
Ricky Martin.
Living-
I didn't realize how much he has contributed to society.
Yeah.
Like this is like such a large stretch.
Say it.
We probably wouldn't have Bad Bunny if we didn't have Ricky Martin. And let me explain to you why. I understand why this man works so much. He's a Capricorn. December 24th. Talk about Jesus.
Shoot.
He is Jesus.
Oh,
okay?
hot take. Ricky Martin
Is Jesus.
There would be no Jesus without Ricky Martin.
As a young child, he sang in choirs and acted in school plays, and he appeared in television commercials before he was 10. When he was 12, he joined Menudo.
Menudo?
Na na na. Na, na, na.
It says, súbete a mi moto. Is that them?
I don't think so. Wait, maybe.
Yeah.
Na, 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 na.
No, no. Yeah.
He got accepted into NYU.
Yeah.
Amazing.
This guy is not a Nepo baby, by the way.
No, he came up on his own.
He then dropped, he didn't even go. He went one semester, he dropped out because he went to see a show in Mexico City, a musical called Mama Amal Rock, Mom Love Rock, Mom Love Rock, Mom Love Rock. He was offered to replace one of the actors on that show. So he was like, all right, sorry NYU, I'm gonna stay here and run this town.
Sing and dance.
Did that, started doing novelas after that. Then when he was doing novelas, a record producer was like, how about a solo deal? He doesn't put out one CD. He puts out 3 in a matter of like 5 years.
That's what I was so like.
Yeah, when was the first one?
He
1991?
jumped from no music to all music.
He was like, hold my menudo.
That was good. That was good.
Okay, so Maria, his single, on his
Maria.
3rd album, his first international hit. It topped the charts in 20 countries, sold over 5 million physical copies worldwide. It's also ranked among the greatest Latin pop song of all time, and launched the Latin and dance music crossover of the 90s.
I love that because last episode we were talking about J-Lo. Came up around the same time.
If it wasn't for Ricky Martin, she probably wouldn't have had her
There'd
music
be no-
thing.
So Rick
Yeah.
Martin, then J-Lo.
Yeah.
God, J-Lo has a lot of people to thank for her career.
Yes. All Puerto Rican except for Selena.
And I wanted to bring up, because he says that a certain Barbara Walters interview gives him PTSD.
As it should. As it should. That woman was too aggressive.
In 2000, she, quote, asked, you could stop these rumors. You could say, yes, I am gay, or no, I'm not.
Okay, well, you could stop. I'm not even gonna say it.
I think she was trying to fish for her moment.
Yes.
And she was trying to, he's the hottest Latin pop star in the world.
And it wasn't until 10 years later that he like publicly came out as gay via a message on his website. Which I feel like for some reason I remembered him going on TV and telling people,
same.
because I have a vivid memory of me spring break. I'm sitting there in the living room and there's Ricky Martin talking about being gay. And I was like, Ricky Martin's gay? That's so wild. I didn't know this.
It's just like, okay, so I'm never going to be with him.
Yeah, no, it's like, it's the realization of like, oh, I can't live La Vida Loca with him, but you can.
I
live.
could be
If I can't,
I
I
can
want you
have the
to.
Vida Loca with him.
Yes.
Is there any chance though, Ricky, if you're watching?
And then Susie Esposito, who I love, she's from Rolling Stone, she said that Martin set the scene for Bad Bunny to be free in many ways that during his own breakthrough moment, he could not.
I think Bad Bunny is known for presenting himself across the spectrum of gender as well. He kind of does whatever he wants, and it's very well received by multiple genders. You know, everybody can be like, wow, Bad Bunny looks good, regardless of what he's wearing, or what he's wearing implies about his own sexuality, and I think that is directly
And I
because of
feel
Ricky
like
Martin.
it's encouraged. When he did Yo Perreo Sola, he was in full
He was in
drag,
drag, yeah,
right?
fully.
Even though he could have been a little prettier. It's okay. I mean, he could have been a little prettier, But I feel like I think it's a phenomenon because you think it's on purpose? You think he's queer baiting a little bit?
Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a whole other debate that a lot of men who are actually straight, like Harry Styles, will dress very not straight because they know people enjoy it and they know that it will make them appeal to more fans. And I'm not saying I'm against it because they look better. They look good. But I do think it is a little baity. It's a little like, I know you're gonna like this, so I'm doing it, you know?
Oh my God, I look, music-wise, Señor Peludo Styles, I like it. I just sometimes don't think when he puts on these like big dresses, I think it was like a knitted dress that he had for like a magazine cover.
Yep.
I'm like, only because you're putting on a dress doesn't mean, oh my God, yes. I thought it was an ugly dress.
Yeah, it still has to be like style.
Where's the style, Harry?
You know?
Hot take.
Yes.
Is it time for some pedo advice?
I guess so. Here's a word from our sponsor.
Ricky Martin.
These are questions that you sent us, that you are asking our opinions on. We are just human people from the Latin community who are going to answer them with our own personal opinions.
And if you don't like it, don't try it at home.
Hey.
All right, we have our first question. How do I explain to my Latino parents that the plans that they have for me are not the same as what I have planned for myself? I constantly feel like they are projecting onto me. And this is from Elias from New Jersey. Thanks for your submission. I think it's a very good question.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a thing with Latino families of, I didn't get to do this thing, so you're going to do this thing. to fulfill the thing I didn't get to do. My parents are pretty good about it. I mean, they definitely gave up a lot. My mom didn't get to finish college, but she never pushed us to go to college. We did, but it wasn't because she was like, I didn't go, so you're gonna go. A big thing is like, if what you want to do differs from what your parents want you to do, I think you have to show them how serious you are about it.
I led in a way where I didn't ask for permission. Like I was like, when I ask for permission, they're gonna take it away. And as soon as I ask, they're gonna be like, oh, he's asking me. So that means he's placing this value onto me to make a decision. So I just never asked. I just told my mom, hey, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna figure it out. But also you have to be resourceful. Have a plan, do the research, figure out what you wanna do.
Have your own money.
Yes, have your own money. We talked about this in the last episode about saving. All right, so we have another question. This one is by someone that's called Pancake. They just put Pancake on their name.
Hey, Pancake.
We would, if you want to feel anonymous, you don't have to give your real name. We just want to, if you need advice, send it over. Whatever you'd like to be called, we will call you back. Pancake 25 as well said, my parents assimilated to white culture, but I no longer wish to subscribe. Where should I start? This was interesting because I think sometimes that comes from survival.
Yes.
Especially we talk about immigrant parents. Like sometimes the need to assimilate is from the source of I need to survive in this country, so I'm gonna do whatever it is possible to be able to blend in into the culture, customs, language. But I guess if you're coming from a sense of like I want to tie back into my roots and become more knowledgeable about Latinidad, how would you answer this question?
Read a book.
There's also some great documentaries. Every year I always watch Patria on Netflix. If you're Mexican American, it's about like history of Mexico, Mexico Revolution, the Battle of Puebla. It's such a good documentary. The guy that does it, you can tell that he like loves Mexican history so much. I'm like,
well, that has been Pero Advice. Please submit your questions that you'd like for us to answer. Once again, we are just coming from experience.
Yes. But we want to help. And especially if you are wondering about your Latino identity, if you want to get into media, or you just have a question you don't want anyone in your life to know you asked. We talked a lot about dads in this episode, Father's Day. Tell us in the comments, how do you feel about your dad? Do you know him?
Do you see him? Did he go out for tamales and never come back like mine did?
Is your dad more of a rumor than a person? Let us know in the comments.
That has been Alex.
I'm Monica.
and I'm Carolina. Bye bye.